Today we are going to get into some stretches to bring you a little bit of relief for those common aches, pains, and spots that just get a little tight in postpartum. First thing we're going to do is relax our pelvic floor. So I want you to get yourself into a child's pose, where you take your knees as wide as you need to, and you're just going to stretch those arms out in front of you. Bring your forehead down to the floor. And I want you to practice your diaphragmatic breathing here. When we head into that stretch, we don't want to turn on that full core breathing belly pump. I actually want you to think of focusing on a release on your breath in and your breath out. So you're just thinking of those pelvic floor muscles here, opening up, those sits bones widening, lengthening, those muscles completely turning off. Check in with your jaw here, make sure your jaw is relaxed. You can also pop those fingers up into a tent to get a little more into the upper arms. And then you're going to ease yourself out of that. Continuing to work on opening up the inner thighs, pelvic floor. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Find your sits bones underneath you. Those are those two bony points. Drive them down into the floor. And then I want you to stack your vertebrae one on top of each other. Open up your chest. Breathe in, and we're gonna exhale and bring ourselves forward, applying a little light pressure on the insides of the legs here. Now I want you to focus again on lengthening and relaxing your pelvic floor. Feel that inner thigh stretch. Take those deep diaphragmatic breaths. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here. Let it go. And last one, inhale. Exhale, ease out of that. We're gonna head into a piriformis stretch or a figure 4. This is that stretch that can be done on the ground, in a chair, standing, holding onto a wall. You're gonna cross your ankle over your knee, flex this foot here in front, open up your chest, and just sit into it until you feel that stretch down or at the top of that bent leg, up there where your piriformis is. Now breathe into this. If you need to go a little deeper, you can flex your front foot. You can take some gentle rocks from side to side, using your breath throughout all of it. One more breath here, and then we're gonna switch and head over to the other side. Flexion in that foot, chest is open and lifted as you pull that heel back. Flexing if you need to go into it, gentle rocking if that feels good. Otherwise, just hold it here and breathe. Nice big breath in. Open up those chest muscles and release. We're gonna cross those legs in any comfortable position. Sit up nice and tall, clasp your hands behind your head, tuck your chin to your chest, and apply a little bit of gentle pressure down on the back of your head. Focus on your breath here. Keep trying to pull your ears and your shoulders away from one another. Lift up, sit up tall, take your ear to your shoulder. To deepen this, you're gonna stretch that opposite hand out. So you can even flex that palm up. That gets in there. Ooh, breathe. We're gonna change that gaze down into our armpit, and you're gonna feel that stretch right down here, down the back side of your neck. And then over to the other side, ear to shoulder. Shoulders down, arm stretches away to deepen, flexing to go even deeper in that opposite hand. Try not to hold your breath. Change your gaze, look down towards your armpit. Breathe into any discomfort that you have. And coming back to center, just roll those shoulders up and back a few times and forward. Let's clasp those hands behind us. Open up the chest muscles, tuck your chin to your chest, and gently pull your arms up away from your body. Breathe here. And then we're gonna take the opposite direction. Flex those hands, lift them up, lift your chest, and then I want you to round through your chest and your shoulders. So you have a C curve in your upper back, and you can just give yourself a little pull here from side to side. And opening up there. I'm gonna take you into a figure 4 in a seated position here. We're gonna do a little stretch for the obliques. So trying to find this position where you feel both of your sits bones grounded. You're gonna take one arm down. The leg that's in front is gonna be that same arm. Lift this one up, and you are gonna go into a little bit of a core activation to hug your tummy close to you as you stretch that arm. towards your leg. And from here, I want you to keep grounding through that opposite sits bone, and you're gonna feel this stretch all the way down the side of your body. And then you can open up those chest muscles from here. Still trying to deepen that stretch. And then to come out of it, you're gonna lengthen through those fingertips to come away. And then we are gonna take the same position on the other side. You're not gonna be able to go as low, but I want you to feel those chest muscles opening here. I'm gonna tuck that hand behind my head. If that doesn't feel like it's accessible, go ahead and just keep that arm here, or you can even reach over your head. So any of those versions here. And then lengthen to come out of it. Ooh, we're gonna switch over to the other side. Put the opposite leg in front. Same bent knee that's in front, that arm is gonna go down to the ground. A little bit of a core activation to get that arm up, finding that connection from that middle finger overhead all the way down to this sits bone on that same side. Breathe. A few breaths here. Hold this as long as you need to. You can open that arm up to the ceiling. Coming out of it, we're gonna lengthen to lift. Lift up nice and tall, and then head in the other direction. Nice deep breaths. You can open up that arm. You can drop it behind your head, trying to keep your chest open, not rounding forward. One last exhale here. Great. We're gonna pop ourselves up into a kneeling position. So my left leg is in front. I'm gonna even out the pelvis, and I am going to tuck my tailbone under. So you're gonna get into a nice deep hip flexor psoas stretch here. If you wanna go deeper with this, take the opposite hand as leg in front, lift it up, and you're gonna stretch it towards that bent knee that's in front. Whew, really deep through here. Hold those core muscles in, keep that pelvis tucking. Lengthen to come up and out of that. Getting into the hamstring, you're gonna flex that front foot, take your butt behind you, and just lower your hands down. If you've got blocks or pillows or a stack of books here on either side to help you get into the stretch, that can be really helpful if this feels incredibly tight. Then we're gonna ease out of that and head over to the other side. So bring your opposite leg in front, stacking 90-90, tuck that tailbone under, feeling the front of that hip flexor. And if you wanna go deeper into that, so as you lift that arm up and you gently stretch towards the leg that's in front. Breathing here. If you've got a chair, table, bed, anything here helps with balance. Easing out of that, you're gonna flex that front foot. Again, props here and here are nice. Butt goes back, chest comes forward. Breathing. Trying to breathe through any of the tightness that you're feeling in that hamstring. And then easing yourself out of this. So what I'm gonna do next is grab some props. I have a foam roller and a few tennis balls. This can be done with a block, a set of books, anything that you can kind of prop yourself up on and get your chest and shoulders open. What I'm gonna do is take my foam roller, lengthwise, and I'm gonna gently get myself onto it. So I'm gonna think of those deep core muscles, protecting that linea alba. I don't wanna just flop down into the foam roller. I'm gonna come onto the side, roll myself onto it, and I've got a long one to make sure that my head, it's supporting me from my head to the bottom of my spine. And all I'm gonna do here is lift those arms up, and I'm gonna reach them up to the sky, and then I'm gonna try to bring my shoulder blades down and around the roller. If you don't have a roller, you can do the same thing with a block here, a set of books, lifting up, squeezing those shoulder blades down and around. And then we're just gonna hold that squeeze down around the roller or the blocks and take some gentle circles around with the arms. You're gonna go the other direction. And from here, I am going to goal post those arms and bring them out to the sides. If you have none of these props, just opening up, laying on your back and going into this goal post alone will give you a nice stretch here through those chest muscles. These chest muscles get so incredibly tight, especially in early postpartum. If you want to deepen this a little bit, you can bring the soles of your feet together. Feel that release in your pelvic floor as well. And you're just gonna take a few breaths here. Nice big inhale. Fill the ribs and belly, exhale. Let everything go. And then to get out of this, I'm gonna bring those legs up first, and then I'm gonna open those arms back to center. Feel that recovery. And then I'm just gonna gently roll myself off the front of the roller. My second prop is 2 tennis balls and a dirty gym sock. I recommend a clean one. The sock is nice. You can do this without the sock, but the sock is nice because what we're gonna do is roll these balls down either side of our spine. And if you stuff them in a sock first, they won't roll away. They'll be much easier to control as you go through this exercise. So I've got these here in my sock. And what I'm gonna do is put them right here, and I'm gonna think about that line of my spine. So you've got this vertebrae. We don't wanna lay down with the balls touching the bone. We don't want them to be on the spine. We want them to be here and here with the spine in the center. So same thing, you're gonna roll yourself down, and you're gonna start right here in between your shoulder blades. Drop your head down, and you are just gonna find those sticky spots in your body, and you're gonna breathe. So when you find one of them, you're gonna kind of scoot your way down to get to where it feels tight. For me, it's right there between the shoulder blades, and I'm just gonna breathe a few deep breaths into that spot. Trying to send the air into it, and exhale, try to find more of a release. And then working your way down until you find the next one. So this is kind of giving your spine a little bit of a massage. If you feel those tennis balls on the spine, you separate them away from each other in the sock a little bit further. And you can work this all the way down. And then eventually, I'm gonna get down here to right above my sacrum, right there on the SI joint, and I'm just gonna gently give myself a little rock or massage here. Working up the low back. You don't want to press all of your weight down into this, just gentle massage. I'm keeping a lot of weight in my heels. Just trying to find that mobility in the pelvis. Maybe go through a little tuck and a tilt. And using these as your very first postpartum massage. The other thing that I like to do is take these and nursing or bottle feeding a baby. If you have a hard surface, a headboard, a wall, something behind you, you take this and you pop that into that spot where you kind of feel yourself rounding forward. And it's a nice reminder to keep your alignment a little more upright. And also, you put some pressure into those spots that feel a little achy or a little tight. And it'll just keep you out of this rounded forward position. Okay, we've given you some tools. Use what you need and throw these in after your workout, throughout your day, and hopefully you can find a little bit of relief.